Good day, students. So we are going to discuss your Professional Regulation Commission, uh, which is your regulator for us to look into the accountancy profession. But before that, let's take a look at who, no? Our first W. So we have here the PRC officials. It is one of your learning, your experience point. And if you take a look, who is the chairman? The chairman is Teofilo Pilando. Okay, he is the chairman of PRC and among the commissioner. And we have Yolanda D. Reyes and Jose Cueto. Okay, if you would like to know the details of Honorable Teofilo Pilando, we have here his information, and he is actually uh, in the Supreme Court Justice, a policy consultant to the Senate President. So if you notice, he has a lot of experience, no, and he he's actually interested in economics and law, um, and a member of Oxford College. Okay, so other details of the commissioners, you can actually just click the view, no, the view, then you'll be able to know about the German. So that's one of the your learning experience question. Now, since we know already the who, then let's take a look at the what, no, about the commission. We'll take a look at the history later, okay? And if you take a look at the history of the commission, no, sorry, it's not the commission, but the details about the commission. No? This one, they introduce again to us who manages the commission. Okay, and there's already an introduction of the background of the people managing PRC. Then we can have now the why, the vision, mission. If you take a look at the vision, it is for us to have a reliable, trustworthy, and progressive system for all professionals to be competent. In what manner? For we would be looking at their credibility by taking a licensure examination and conform with the standards of the practice. And the mission is looking at the scientific approach and consistency, no, in order for us to assure the competence of the professional, no, in providing their services. And take a look at the mission. It is, you have PRC, professionalism and integrity, responsibility, unity, and accountability, then competence and excellence. And they even have their PRC hymn. Okay. Now, remember that the vision and the mission is the one guiding us with the direction that we would like to take as an organization. Okay. So if it is the why, remember the organizational chart is also looking at who, no, who manages the organization. It will give you a holistic view. The officials still is who, about the commission is still who. the quality policy and the vision would give you the why, no? Why PRC is doing things, okay? So it's related to the vision mission because it has professionalism, okay? And we have responsibility and integrity, and then credibility, no? Kasi nga we're looking at competence, and we're looking at being ethically conforming when we are doing things, and we have to have the integrity, no? So we need to be trustworthy as a partner, diba? Okay. If this is the mission vision, then we can now go to when. So we have already answered who and why. Okay. And now we'll go to when. We will go into the what when we talk about BOA. Okay. Of course, you know already where, kung saan yung office nila. There are different offices in different regions. Okay. So, let's look into the history. And it is also 1973. There are a lot of development during 1973 because all your Apo, PICPA, and the different sectors, almost all had gone the changes from 1972 to 1973, diba? Because it was then that our president mandated the regulation of various profession. Kaya, ayan, sabay-sabay halos lahat. Diba? Okay. And if it was created in 1973, it became operational in 1974. Okay? And it is directly, was attached to the office of the president. So, under sila ng office of the president of the Philippines. So, what's the other development after 1974? Year 2000, because from 1973, it's quite a while, diba? More than, almost 3 decades, yan, nagkaroon tayo ng PRC Modernization Act during the time of President Estrada. Your RA 8981, no? Although they had their update already now, okay? And what are their functions? Let's take a look at the function. The functions are, you have 3, okay? Legislative, judicial, executive, okay? And I guess, kita nyo yung ibig sabihin ng quasi. And the focus of their function will be, they have to be customer service focused. They need to give integrity on the licensure examination, good governance, protection and promotion of Filipino professionals. Why? Because sometimes you cannot do away with the hearsay that nakakakuha ng hindi man nakakakuha, but kahit pa paano nagkakaroon ng feedback, ano yung sa exam. Yan. So, if this is their legal mandate, no, then what are the major function of PRC? Ayan, conduct, administer licensure, examination, and they need to regulate the practice of profession of the 43 professionals, of which our discipline is included. Okay? Then, in 2006, there is an executive order that, ayan, yung PRC inattach na siya sa DOLE for administrative supervision. And that is a Office of the President, diba? And nilagay din dito, yan, with the PRC Modernization Act, they were given approval by the DBM, okay? Nagkaroon sila ng reorganization ng 2013. Then 2016, yan, meron na silang bagong organizational structure at saka staffing pattern na inapprove ni DBM kasi para dun sa kanilang financing needs. Then on 2017, nagkaroon na sila ng mga bagong offices. Yung sa Region 1, ito yung sa Rosales, Pangasinan. Malapit yan. Yung sa Region 3, ito yung nasa Palayan. Yan, maganda yung offices niyan. Pwede kayo dyan na lang magpunta. Okay? And we are given the timeline of PRC. Yan, class. Ito yung major development, no? We have the creation in 1973, operational, then we have ang sabi dito, yung mga registration cards or ID valid for 3 years, no? And this one is also crucial. They have an agreement with Civil Service Commission na basta pumasa ka sa board exam, civil service eligible ka na. Okay? Hindi mo na kailangan mag-take sa civil service exam. Okay? And then, ayan. Ano yung mga iba pa? We have the Professional Regulation Week. This was signed by President Corazon Aquino. And in 1991, ito yung nag-start sila na maging automated. Actually, I am the first batch to experience this. Okay? Noong time na yon 70-30. 70% automated. Yung 30% manual. Kung nung bago mag 1991, it took 6 months for you to wait to have the result of the exam. During my time, it's 3 months. And then after that, no, weeks na lang, no? 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Diba ngayon, 10 days, unless otherwise there are conditions that demand that they cannot really issue. So, this one, I'm the first one to experience this, that they would use a data bank system. No, kaya kita nyo, partially computerized. In my case, it's 70-30. Okay? Then, they resumed the giving of Outstanding Professional of the Year. Then, in 1993, nabalik sila sa Office of the President, no? And then, in 1994, that's when you have the full computerization. So, buhat 100% na yung computerization. Then, yung professional teacher exam, hindi na sa civil service, sa PRC na. ng 1994. Well, at least di man tayo affected dyan, di ba? Then, from 1995 onwards, that's when they require to have, okay, ayan plus, kay President Ramos naman yan. Kailangan daw merong continuing professional education para ma-renew mo yung license. Okay? Kita nyo, 1995 lang nagkaroon ng conference ng mga professionals and they have fully implemented EO 266 of President Ramos. In 1999, they are ISO certified. And yan, ito yung super major changes. Now, we have the PRC Modernization Act by President Estrada. And you have here your Code of Good Governance. They have adopted and launched the Code of Good Governance. And now they are na, kanina sabi nga natin, 2006, sa DOLE na sila. And you have MOA with PRC and CHED with the performance of the school in 2009. Kita nyo nga, mahigit 10 years pa lang. Diba? And they have adopted the new vision mission in 2009. And they, in 2010, they have a circular requiring an authority from CHED to operate. So, kailangan meron tayong a certificate of compliance. And it is isang dekada pa lang, class, January 2011 from educational institution. Okay? Kasi pag wala kang certificate of compliance, hindi makapag-exam yung graduate nung school na yon. Then they have their pilot regional offices in Cebu, Iloilo, and Davao. And they now allowed online application system in 2012. Okay. And in 2012, they proclaimed that it should be third week of October yung pag-celebrate ng Philippine Professionals Week. But now they added competitiveness. Then the commission collaborated with the Philippine Association of the Professional Regulatory Boards. And they have issued a revised continuing professional guidelines. Then in 2014, they have they issued a resolution that they will be giving Eric Nubla Excellence Awardee of the Year. Then other information was in 2016, they have the CPD law, Republic Act 10912, that it strengthen your continuing professional development. Okay, so we can go now to the professional regulatory boards. And if you take a look at the professional regulatory boards, these are your functions. Let me repeat. Prepare the content of the licensure exam. Then you have prescribe and revise the course content. Ito yung syllabus. So I'll give you a copy. And recommend measures necessary for the advancement of the field. Kaya nga they are issuing resolution. Kaya meron nga tayong CPD law. Visit and inspect school. Yan, this we experience in around between 2012, 13, 14, no? We are visited by Ma'am Baisa. Then we have Code of Ethics class. It's 2018. And there is a PRC resolution for that. There is a PRC resolution for that. It's not the 2016 or the 2013. We have in 2019 it was issued. Then they're the one who will administer the oath and issue your certificate of registration. Certificate of registration is different from the ID. And ito yan, investigate violation. O, ito na yung mga judicial. Diba? Then the others will be for your executive function and legislative function. Legislative function will be when they are looking into the CPD law. Diba? It would be looking at administration when administering oath, registration, giving certificate of registration, and giving ID. Okay, let's go now to the accountancy. Yeah. So this is one of the board, the 43 board, and you are given here a definition of what a practice of accountancy is, no? And a certified public accountant will be considered in the practice of this profession if you are in a private enterprise, educational institution. If it's a private enterprise, can be public practice and commerce and industry, no? Decision making, the science of accounting, and you have a government agency, no? So what are the, let's see, the board composition. This I asked also, no? And we have here the qualification of the board member: citizen, good moral, CPA, practice for at least 10 years, okay? And you're not connected in any school, college, or any university granting. So right now, 6 lang sila, pero ang kailangan 7. Last year, meron pa to, no? So, sino to? Alamin nyo nga. Okay? So, bakante siya, pwedeng may mag-apply. Pwedeng may ano yung pala pwede? May i-recommend ang APO, diba? Ang pick pa. Pero ito alamin nyo kung sino to. Okay? So, we have the chairman, Sir Noe, the vice chairman, who will be assuming the position for 1 year. Ma'am Baisa, before she's an academician, no, in PUP, and actually she's we always invite her if there are activities of ours. Sir Piator is also an academician. He's a dean in Cagayan de Oro before. Ma'am Arlene Villanueva is from Pampanga. She is before connected with Holy Angel University. Even Sir Noe is before teaching, no. You see, most of them are actually before connected with the academy. Okay, so they are the board members. If you want to know the details, you can click on their details. Then you have here the accountancy board law. We would be discussing that later. Then we'll look into the history of accountancy. And if you take a look, the Philippine Accountancy Act started in 1928. Although within IFAC, ang nakalagay doon 1929. Pagka nag-discuss tayo. Philippine Act or Act number 3105. No? Although you have here other discussions such as from although 1928 yung nagkaroon ng recognized profession, but in 1923 in the record in accounting there are 43 registered professional. Dito nga nakalagay lang 1999 100,000. Oo kasi ako 90s kaya 87,741. Kung ano yung number mo, ganun na yung kadami yung professional during your time. Diba? Then, local accounting firms. Dito nakalagay pa Big 5. Wala na to because of the Enron. Diba? Ang meron na tayo, Big 4. So, we're going to have an exercise in real life for the Big 4. As they made mention of the other local firms affiliated with Price Waterhouse, Ernst & Young, KPMG, and Deloitte. Okay? Then, from 1923 of Act number 3105, which pag tinignan nyo sa taas, ay hindi 1923, kung hindi, magkakaiba ng date, no? Hindi ka nila napansin yan, di ba? And then we have the Accountancy Act of 1967. Then nagkaroon tayo nung 1975. Tapos, nung 2004. And then ngayon 2021, mababago kaya ang Accountancy Act. Then, we have here, nagkaroon ng full computerization. They upgrade the accounting education because meron tayong education standards, di ba? That we need to comply at the international level. Then, regulation of CPA firms. Hindi pwede ang corporate form. Kasi, but regulation of CPA firms? Kasi meron tayong accreditation. No? Kami nga nakaprocess yung accreditation namin as teachers. No? Then, so, pag nasa academe ka, nasa public practice, no, education, itong dalawa na to, nagpapa-accredit. Ngayon, hindi na tinuloy yung sa commerce and industry. Sa government, walang accreditation na kailangan. The requirement of CPA in civil service, sabi nga ay sabi nila dapat daw, kung accountant ang position, yan, dapat CPA. Pag auditor, CPA. Yun ang pinag-usapan naman nila with the civil service. Yung dati, basta pumasa ka, eligible ka na. Ito naman, ayan, they have actually tied up with civil service with the qualification requirements. Yan. And meron silang uh, guidelines, mandatory CPA 1987. Di ba nga, yung nakita natin doon sa history. And also, ano nakalagay dyan? With the onset of the 21st century, what's the coverage of the 21st century? 2000 to year, ayan, nasa 2021 na tayo. No? We have to be able to answer to the UNESCO 2030 agenda dito sa 21st century education. Then we have even the World Trade Policy. No? So, since we are competing with the global scenario, then it's actually the mandate of BOA and PRC that we need to be able to be competent in order for us to globally be competitive, and our career will be distinguished. PICPA is an awardee of PRC as with one of the best accredited professional organization among the professional boards that PRC is managing or looking into the requirements, no, to be assured of integrity in the practice of profession. Okay, so let me stop at this point. I'll continue with the other link that I had given you. I hope you learned something. Remember, PRC BOA is your regulator. Okay, for you to be able to take the exam and be a CPA. At the same time, I'll upload here the video of the public consultation. Okay, thank you very much and good day. Always smile and keep safe.